report the news that nobody has the balls to report.
Why am I the only one breaking stories like this? You can call me Uncle Turtleboy, Clarence, Aidan. I don't care what you call me.
Did you not say that you were gonna take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby?
I think they don't like the things that I'm saying and they want me to stop saying them, but I'm not. I'm never gonna stop. These are the kind of stories, guys, that must be told.
I'm just a guy who's breaking stories and reporting news from my basement.
Hey, what's up, Turtle Riders? How's everybody doing tonight? Good? Good? Excellent. All right. Give me one moment here to get this turtle chat. I'll let everybody kind of roll on in here. And give me 1 minute. There it is. Okay, cool. Okie dokie, folks. Welcome to the Turtleboy Live Show, ladies and gentlemen. Back here on the Clarence Woods Emerson page, unfortunately. Is this playing right now? Let me see. How many viewers we got? Okay, it's great. I'll let everybody kind of roll in here. Video is now live. Can I click on it? There we go. How do I mute that? There we go. Cool. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Turtleboy Live Show. We are here on the Clarence Woods Emerson page, where we will be in exile, if you will, for the next few days. We are on a 7-day suspension from YouTube because we had the wrong opinions about 5 months ago about Mushmouth Biden's. What the fuck is this? This is going to annoy me. About Mushmouth Biden's stupid climax mandate. And as luck would have it today, the Supreme Court, thanks to Donald Trump appointing 3 Supreme Court justices, voted 6-3 that mandate is unconstitutional. So for agreeing with the Supreme Court, we are banned from YouTube for a week. So how about that? We spread medical misinformation by having the wrong opinions about the climax. So Facebook is a little bit more friendly, but it's also not as cool. There's no actually, can we do this? Okay, so we can do that still. So that's cool. I want to change, by the way. I want to change this. I don't like that. I like what do we like? Tell me which one you guys like for this. Do we like this one? Do we like this one? I kind of like that one. This was the one we had before, and then there's this. I don't like that one either. I either like, you know what? We're going to go classic. Go big or go home. Okay. So I went ahead, guys, and I've shared this to the various Facebook pages. Actually, we're on Facebook, so I didn't do that. I shared it on the Turtleboy Sports page and the Uncle Turtleboy pages. Go ahead and like those as well. Actually, is this, hopefully we have the right settings. Do we have the right settings on this? Is this public? Let me see. Edit video. Tell me this is public. Because sometimes I have it on friends only. I want to make sure that's not the case this time. I think it's set for public. This one, friends only. I want to make sure that's not the case this time. Bigger is better. You got that right. Hey, Herbie Duggan's here. What's happening, my guy? How's everybody doing tonight? Excellent. So I think we are. I just want to make sure this is all public. Is this edit audience? Let's see. Okay, it's on public. All right, cool. All right, so everyone's rolling in here. We're almost up to 100. That's good. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button. Comment as much as possible. It helps the algorithms. People start picking up on it. We're going to be hanging out here until Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we will be back on the YouTube channel. So we'll be back in business there. On Saturday night, we will not be having our regularly scheduled live program simply because the Patriots are on. So we're going to be doing a live watch party. Jack, who's joined me a couple times before, me and Jack are going to meet in person at an undisclosed location, and we are going to live stream the Patriots watch party on Saturday night, baby. Big game. What do you guys think? Are we going to win this one? People asked me about my predictions last night for the Super Bowl. Stupid game, Edward says. Okay. So, yeah, I know I'm on time. It's really weird because Facebook won't let you come more than 10 minutes late. So you have to come on time. So, all right. Who do you guys think wins the game today? Vote 1 for Patriots Saturday, 1 for Patriots, 2 for Bills. Go. 1 for Patriots, 2 for Bills. Who do you think's going to win? Obviously, we don't want the Patriots for the most part. Who do you think's going to win? 1 for Patriots, 2 for Bills. Go ahead. 1. Herbie has faith. Look at all these ones. Patriots, huh? 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay. Keep hitting that like button, too. Keep hitting those react buttons. Jen Grant thinks the freaking... No way. Marcy picks the Bills. Turtle Cadet. Bob Klein. Ye of no faith. Liverpool. The fuck? Adam. Look at all these people, man. Look at all these freaking ye of no faiths. So I did my predictions for the playoffs last night. I said Patriots, I think, are going to pull off the win because I have to say that. So I'm going to go Patriots. Obviously, the Chiefs, I think, are going to hit shit out of Steelers. And I think the Bengals are going to beat the Raiders. So that means we would play the Titans in round 2 because we're the 6th seed. We would reseed, get the top seed. I think the Titans are the worst 1 seed of all time. So I think we win that. And then I think the Bengals are going to upset the Chiefs. They already beat them once this year. I think we're going to see Bengals, Patriots, AFC title game. And I don't think Mac's ready for that yet. So I think it is Joe Burrow's time. I think the Bengals are going to make the Super Bowl. And the NFC this weekend, I like the Rams. I think they're too good. They got the players. I like them boys, and I like the Bucks. So I like all the favorites in the NFC, and I like after that. I think them boys. They have to do it eventually, right? So I think this is the year they're going to beat Tom Brady. They're going to make the NFC title game. I think Aaron Rodgers is just feeling it this year. I think they're going to beat the Rams, and then I think it's Aaron Rodgers' year, baby. It has to be Aaron Rodgers' year. So I think the Packers, he needs a second round. I think they're going to beat the boys, and I think we're going to see a Bengals-Packers Super Bowl, and I think the Packers are going to win. That's my official prediction right there for the Super Bowl. You heard it here first. All righty, so let's get this party started, shall we, folks? If you guys feel like donating to the program, I'm going to put the link right in the comment section. I can't pin it, unfortunately. So there you go. If you want to pin it, if you want to donate right there, feel free to do so. Okie dokie. And I'll periodically do that. And that's, by the way, called Turtle Chat. Obviously, we can't do a super chat function on Facebook. So if you do donate to this, I will get an email notification about it. It's called Turtle Chat. And I will bring up whatever... When you donate, you get to put whatever message you want on it. So, for instance, the last Turtle Chat we got here on Tuesday night. Let me share this. There we go. From Alex, it says, thank you for representing the majority's opinions outside of Mass and California. Another one from Erica about the silent majority. So whatever you write, it's going to go up here. Okay? It's going to go up here. So that's how Turtle Chat works. So again, I put that link in the comments. Turtle Boy is always going to be free, but if you guys like what I do and you want to support what we're doing here, I'm really excited about the future of Turtle Boy, guys. I don't know if you noticed, but there are some changes going on the website. Tomorrow, we will be launching a brand new website on tbdailynews.com. It will be completely reformatted. I've seen it. It looks freaking sharp, guys. It looks sharp. I've invested in this, because this Turtle Boy is a business, man. I invest back in my product. So check that out tomorrow. New year, new turtle, focusing on what needs to get done around here, the stories. And I feel like we've had some good stories this week. So let's just jump right into it. I want to start with this story out of Medway. So again, we have no show this weekend. It's just a Turtle Boy playoff watch, Patriots watch. So we're going to cover stories that we would normally cover on the live show here instead. Okay. So I saw this douchebag. His name is Jeff Zinchuk. Jeff Zinchuk. I'm going to go and send him a friend request right now. So maybe he will be able to come on the live show and maybe explain where he's coming from. All right. So I sent him a message there. Let's see what happens with that. Okay. So Jeff Zinchuk here. He is love that look. Love that look right there. He goes and posts this whole, I'll read this as quickly as I can. Okay. He says, and this post got a lot of traction on Facebook. Says, my dad just received the summons to appear in court next week. This should be interesting. My dad, Walter Zinchuk, is 104 years old and living in an assisted living facility in Franklin. Today, he was ordered to appear in court next week to answer a complaint made against him by Imperial Cars in Mendon, Massachusetts. The reason? He has failed to immediately pay $1,628 to the Imperial dealership for their court costs related to a trial last August. The trial was a civil matter involving an automobile accident between my father and a driver of a box truck working for Imperial or one of its affiliate organizations. The accident resulted in a life-changing situation for both my parents. It's a life-changing situation. He's 104 years old. How is your life that changed by that? Anyway. Resulted in my parents moving into a 24-hour assisted living facility at their own expense, which was the main reason for the trial. Like, they're 100 years old. Why aren't they living in one of those places to begin with? And why don't they have any money? Like, old people all have money. In August of 2021, the civil trial finally commenced and concluded with the jury apportioning liability between the owner of the box truck, the driver of the box truck, and my father. So all three were at fault. And neither party was awarded any compensation by the jury. But Imperial's attorneys immediately requested that my dad pay Imperial's court costs. The court determined that my father pay $1,628. My father is 104. He's a World War II veteran and the oldest living resident of Franklin. He is living on a fixed income that is not sufficient to cover his monthly living expenses. What are your living expenses? You're 104. I understand, like, when you have a retirement plan that you probably outlived that, actually, ironically. But, like, how do you not have any money at all? In October, my father sent a check. Like, there's just a lot about the story that makes no sense. In October, my father sent a check for $100 to his attorney with the note that he or I would attempt to send a check for $100 each month until the $1,628 has been paid off. Apparently, the Imperial car dealership needs that money more than my dad and issued a complaint with the courts to have my father held in contempt and arrested if he does not appear before the court on January 18th. To date, we have sent 4 checks. Walter's obligation should now be $1,228. What lunacy has this world come to? I'm hoping that someone at either Imperial or at their insurance company sees this and has the common sense and decency to accept $100 per month, not blah, 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 blah. Okay. So this is very one-sided. This makes very little sense. And it sounds like he agreed to pay $100 a month on this for court fees. That's it. So nobody was awarded anything. So we don't know any details of this. But what do morons do? Because it's the freaking internet. And by the way, keep liking. I only see 46 likes. Keep liking, folks. Let's get that up to, we got 120 people in here. Keep on liking. So what do these people do? They start sharing it blindly anyway. And you know what happens. Diane Oberg. Meehan, the owner's name is Kevin Meehan. That opulent eyesore he's building on North Ave Mendon isn't going to pay for itself. The aqueduct-style brick walls are running a pretty penny. What a douchebag. Okay. So look at all these people. Shame on them. Let's give them bad reviews. They suck. You're so mean to old people. And like, okay. So first of all, you're exploiting your dad's service. And like, mention one more time, please, that he's 104 years old. Yeah, we get the point. That's really fucking old. And why can anyone explain to me why a 104-year-old man is driving a car? Why? Like, who the fuck thought that would be a good idea? Let's let my 104-year-old father just drive around. Yeah. What could possibly go wrong? Anyway, Kevin Meehan, we've actually mentioned in a blog before. Really good guy, really successful business owner. It's a family-owned business out there, and they do well for themselves. But he gives back a lot to the community. He's given away millions of dollars in charity. And we wrote about him in September of 2020. He owns a building in Mendon that has a Subway sandwich shop in it. You guys remember this story? They were falsely accused by that guy. What the hell was his name? He was an asshole. He live streamed himself. He's like, I was just denied a sandwich because I'm black. And then all these idiots showed up to protest. It's like, dude, that's the least believable story of all time. Subway and Mendon's like, we don't serve black people in 2020. Yeah, dude, that never happened. But again, morons believed it because that's what people are looking to do. They always feel so righteous about themselves if they just jump onto whatever bullshit cause of the week they're involved in. They feel better about themselves. Like, you're not a good person because you joined an internet outrage mob. Sorry. But they think they are. So he owned that building, and he's also an ardent supporter of law enforcement. You may see these defend your police signs in various places during the defund movement. So he started the defend your police movement, and he's got a big truck in his parking lot with the defend the police sign on it. And people are like, is this even all the social justice warriors were so mad? I know Meehan owns the property, but yeah, why is he allowed to post why is he allowed to park a truck in his own property? It's fucking weird how that works out. Very weird. So, here's the thing about Jeff Zinchuk. If this was your dad, it's $1,628. That's it. Like, it's your dad. You can't afford. He can't. Between the two of you, you can't afford $1,628, dude. You lay away? Your dad's going to be dead by the time this is freaking paid off. Let's be honest. Stop it. And meanwhile, this guy over the summer literally went on a Euro trip, like to Vienna. So he's in Austria. Let's count our countries. Geneva, Switzerland. Budapest, Hungary. Bratislava, Slovakia. I believe Dernatine. I believe this is Bavaria. So that's Germany. There we go. At least 5 countries there. Maybe more. I don't even recognize some of these countries. He went everywhere. It's like 2 weeks long. You know how expensive this probably is? All the hotels. These are nice views and shit too. This trip probably cost like at least 20 grand. At least. And meanwhile, this guy's whining that my dad can't pay $1,620. Why don't you pay for it, asshole? And as we're going to see here, this was all his idea. This was all his stupid idea. They offered a solution to this. So this gets corrected. An employee comes on and goes to tell the facts. At Imperial, we're equally as shocked as the many people who read, commented, reacted, and shared this post. Like you, we're saddened that this is the first time we've even been made aware of any information related to any alleged complaint for contempt and subsequent subpoena filed from a court case involving Imperial and Mr. Zinchuk. That was settled in August of 2021. It was important to make clear we had no previous knowledge there was a complaint for contempt filed for outstanding costs related to the judgment of this case. When a court case is decided and a judgment is awarded, what happens from that point between the insurance companies and their lawyers, as was the case here, is outside our purview. Imperial never received any correspondence or has been advised. So obviously Imperial's a car dealership. If it sounds like the old guy hit their truck here. So what is Imperial like? Their insurance company takes care of that. And the insurance company, whenever you get sued, like their first thing is, let's settle because it's cheaper. Take it from somebody who gets involved in this shit a lot. Like the Pet Trackers case I'm involved in. Like they're going after this nonprofit because they have insurance. Insurance companies, they want to just pay the least amount of money possible. Lawyers cost an arm and a leg. So basically it's in their best decision to just settle. And they're going to make some sort of offer to this guy to go away because it's cheaper. And he doesn't take that. It is clear Jeff Zinchuk had 2 choices in communicating his outrage. He could contact us, or he could seek a positive resolution to what appears to be a very simple matter, or he can go to Facebook with these ridiculous, unsubstantiated claims. He chose to do that. We now find ourselves on the defense for something we had no part in. or no knowledge to. Of course so he's blaming this company for some of the insurance. He's blaming them, the dealership, for something the insurance company and the lawyers did. I think it's time best served by taking a step back and not responding to his personal account on this matter until we can, which can be substantiated through court record. We are left to ask, what did we do wrong here? We did not cause an accident. We did not hit his vehicle with one of our company vehicles, and we did not proceed to sue them in court for damages. Mr. Zinchuk was approximately 98 years old, so this is 6 years ago, at the time of the accident, driving a car with his wife in tow for some reason. They're driving 40 miles an hour and smashed into one of our trucks, hitting the vehicle broadside while at a complete stop. It was documented there was no skid marks. The Zinchuks, through their insurance company and lawyer, so I guess their car insurance company, proceeded to sue us for the damages and then subsequently lost the case in court. So they took a gamble. Like when you sue somebody, you might lose. And in that case, you might get assessed court fees if you lose. So it should be a calculated risk. What is more troubling to read after receiving a copy of the alleged subpoena today from Jeff Zinchuk, it stated that Walter Zinchuk's wife was awarded $325,000 from the insurance settlement on a counterclaim that Mr. Zinchuk was presumed heir to. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like he got a big check. So this idea that he has no money is fucking ridiculous. In the end, the real lunacy behind all this, and what I find most ironic, is that Kevin Meehan, well, in my presence on the phone with our lawyer, made a personal plea to present to the Zinchuks a settlement against the legal advice to settle this case from his personal funds and not through the insurance companies. He proceeded to offer to pay tens of thousands of dollars. So let's say that's 30 grand to the Zinchuks in an effort to put this all behind them. Instead, they didn't. So think about that. Think about that. So they turned it down in hopes for a larger settlement, and basically they lost. So think about this idiot. I guarantee the old man's not even having anything to do with this. He's like Biden. Somebody's pulling the strings for him. And his asshole son is basically like, dude, let's no. They're offering 30 grand. We can get more than that. So he's like, okay. So he takes a chance. And he lost. It didn't work out. And now you took a gamble with your father. And now your father has to pay $1,628 instead of you stupid moron. What are you doing? And so the guy goes on and he whines about it. And basically he's owned. He's owned. And, they go back and forth about this. And they're like, let's just talk about this separately. And they call him out for, he goes, did we hold out for a larger settlement? Yes. Okay, so there you go. You screwed up. You took a chance and you lost. And so, nope, this moron keeps on going, though. Now that he's been owned, we agree on one thing. The situation is very unfortunate. I am not surprised that you have rallied the Imperial workers to attack my post and family. Bitch, you're the one that fucking went after them. You're using social media to lead an outrage mob against them, and you're exploiting your dad's service. That's the worst part about this. How many times has he mentioned how old his freaking father is? He's a World War II veteran. Oh, really? Was he? Okay, I didn't know that. You didn't tell us that 25 times. And, to say that he rallied the Imperial workers to attack my post, they defended themselves. They told the truth. That's what you meant by that. And so he goes on and he whines about all this bullshit and blah, 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 blah. And the dude's just a real asshole. So in the end, he looks like a tool. And instead of taking down the post, moron. And by the way, he goes when they ask, why didn't you just call us? He goes, on my original post, I tagged your organization. That's what he writes. On your original post, I tagged your organization. So to him, because he's a boomer, and his dad is actually lived in World War II. So he's a boomer. And if your dad's still alive, it's crazy. But he tagged them. He thinks that's the equivalent of a phone call. I let you know when I publicly shamed you. What? So he goes on And he writes, instead of taking the post down, like this is the most boomer thing I've ever seen. He goes, update. Please stop responding and sharing this post. And if you've already shared it, please share this updated message. That's not how the Facebook machine works, dude. Like, please stop sharing this post. You know how you can get people to stop sharing it? Take it down. Then there's nothing to share. If you've already shared it, please share this updated message. Newsflash, if they've already shared it, then your update now comes up on it. You absolute moron. You absolute freaking moron. So he's like, yes, I completely screwed up, and it was the insurance companies, and they were unaware of it. And I've been in contact with their attorney, and he's indicated they will help my father, and I resolve this matter without require. Dude, it's $1,628. Just fucking write a check. How hard is that? And I'm like, dude, why would you update it instead of removing it? And he says, by updating it, it allows people to know that is being resolved. You could also just post a fucking new post about it. That's it. And say, I took the last post down. It's being resolved. But again, boomers don't know how to use Facebook, and therein lies the problem. Let me try calling him, see if he picks up. Okay, it's not answering. Okay. So that's story number one. Let's go on to story number two. Now, let me check any turtle chats here. No. Oh, I still love you guys. Okay, let me go ahead and if you guys want to donate to the turtle chat, where'd it go? There it is right there. All right, cool. Okay. So back to this. Where'd it go? Story number two. Let's talk about this situation in North Attleboro. This one pissed me off today. I mean, okay. This is just... So this guy's name is, this coach's name is Mike Hart. He's the baseball coach at North Attleboro. State championship winning coach in 2018. Won 18-2 that year. Won the Coach of the Year award. Former athlete at the school. And all of a sudden, is this not repopulating because we're in the middle of like a... Okay, there he is. This guy decides he's going to write about him. So, hold on. So, basically, an anonymous parent decided to go to the Attleboro Sun and complain, and this happened in real life, that his son's coach used foul language because his team was misbehaving after beating Canton in a baseball game. And his disobedient, truant son illegally wiretapped. That's illegal, by the way. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's actually a felony if you do that. Some people know that better than others. See you in court. So they decide, right, that this is, I'm going to go to the newspaper with this. I mean, just think about the insanity of that all. You're like, my son taped the coach using foul language. It's sports. That's what they do. They use foul language. My coach Rigo back in the day, my first day at football practice, I've told the story, 14 years old, go to the first station, Spanish teacher's there. He's like all proper in school, wears a shirt and tie. Then you get to his station and he goes, all right, do we have any cunts here? He goes, do we have any cunts here? Do we have any cunts? Do we have any fucking pussies? And I'm like, oh, I get it. They use different language on the field. Like, so the guy inside is not the same one as the guy outside. I got it. And he's just doing this to like scare you and like make you work harder ultimately. Now that was in the 90s. I don't know if you can call kids cunts anymore, but like, dude, it's freaking sports. It's sports. Coaches use foul language sometimes. This is not news. And if you go to a newspaper, like imagine that if you're a reporter and you're sitting there and you're like, okay, what am I going to write about in freaking Attleboro today? Not much going on. Then some parent comes in. He's like, hey, check this out. I have a tape here. Oh, yeah, what's on the tape? Well, my pansexual peanut allergy son was at a baseball game the other day that they won, and he was acting like a real shithead. He was using foul language. Well, guess what happened? You'll never guess. The coach started using foul language and reprimanding them. Yeah, that happened. And luckily, my son started illegally recording him because Massachusetts is a 2-party consent state and never told him. Yeah. So here's what I'd like you to do, Mr. Reporter Guy. I would like you to write a hit piece in your newspaper smearing the coach. But I must require that, A, you don't say my name. I get complete anonymity in case anybody has a problem with my tactics. And B, you can't ask me if the coach knew he was being recorded. You can't do that. So we're just here to smear the baseball coach. That's it. Anonymously. Okay? And the reporter, who is allegedly ethical, and this is what he does for a living, is like, deal, sign me up. This is what I thought the Attleboro Sun Chronicle, I would assume they pay their reporters like $30,000 a year. You can't, how much revenue can the Attleboro Sun Chronicle pile? I assumed it's one of those newspapers that has a never-ending cycle of 25-year-olds that just got, graduated with a gender studies degree and just need a starting job with some health insurance. No, that is not the reporter. This guy's name is Tom Riley, and this is dude. What? Why does he look like that? Stop it. Stop. And that's probably his best look. That's his most recent look. Look at this guy. Look at him. This guy he makes Mr. Feeny look like a good time. This guy looks just like the most miserable person I've ever seen in my entire life. And so he writes this actual hit piece on this coach. And it's like, you got to read some parts of this. A coach delivered an angry, profanity-laced speech to members of his high school baseball squad last spring in what one parent is complaining was an abuse of the players. Who cares? It's not abuse. So why are you humoring this douchebag? Like, what are you doing? The parent, who did not wish his name to be used in the story. Stop right there. Then he doesn't get a story. Stop it. So he goes on to say, the parents said in an accompanying email that the audio files were made by a scared juvenile student athlete. Oh, he's so scared. So scared. It's unclear if Hart knew he was being recorded. No, he didn't. He did not. In a brief statement, Superintendent John Antonucci said that Hart's behavior was not acceptable and was addressed as a personnel matter by the school. Hart, who is also a high school faculty member, remains as a baseball coach. So the superintendent's basically like, this is unacceptable to swear. Well, funny thing about this douchebag superintendent, John Antonucci, he's got a little scandal himself. So he was driven out of Duxbury by a series of scandals. The first scandal involved a teacher who, was accused of sexually assaulting several children, one of which killed themselves in a drug overdose. Same thing, basically. Who died of a drug overdose in 2020. He got hooked on drugs because he was a sexual abuse victim. So that's great. I know I did the Tom Mountain voice there a little. There was a little Tom Mountain voice. I know. I realized that halfway through. I'm already committed to Tom Mountain voice at this point. I guess we'll just keep going. So that's normal. Then we wrote about him in 2020 after he voiced his support for Duxbury Middle School principal Sarah McGuire, who was using a propaganda video to glorify Black Lives Matter protesters and Colin Kaepernick during the anthem. So there's the guy. His third scandal, you guys remember this story last year? I never wrote about it, but it was all over the news. The Duxbury High School football team, I shit you not, had plays, in football you have plays called, like Omaha, whatever. Their plays were called Auschwitz, Rabbi, and Dreidel. I shit you not. Auschwitz. If I could pick one word, maybe the N word, and then Auschwitz, those would be my top 2 words not to, call your plays for a high school football team. But they went and did it anyway. And this went on for quite some time. And somehow he was unaware of this, the superintendent. And it made like national news. The coach got fired. So, like the guy ended up being driven out of Duxbury and goes and applies for the North Attleboro job. And you would think of the 29 other applicants, maybe go with somebody who wasn't, driven out of their job over an Auschwitz sexual assault scandal. Okay. Maybe I just thinking out loud here. Maybe not the best idea. So what did Coach Hart do? Well, Hart's address to the team, which included sophomores, juniors, and seniors, evidently came after the Rocketeers' 3-1 victory over Canton High School. In a talk heavily salted with swears, Hart sharply criticizes the team, not so much for their on-the-field play, as for their behavior. Okay, so they won, which a lot of meathead coaches would be like, yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. You guys are winners. Yeah, but not this coach. This coach sees winning, and then he sees his team acting inappropriately after winning, and he reprimands them for that, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. Because at the end of the day, who gives a shit about a high school baseball game? The purpose of high school sports, the most important thing, take it from a former coach, the most important thing the high school kids get out of sports is discipline and learning how to be part of a team and learning how to win and also learning how to lose. Because there are appropriate ways to do both of those things. And those are life skills that you use the rest of your life. Because you're going to lose in life. And you have to learn how to handle that. And you're going to win in life. And you have to learn how to handle it. And you have to learn how to work together as a cohesive unit to get things done. And you have to learn how to have a boss, and that's the coach. And sometimes the boss is mean. And that's okay. And you have to learn how to deal with that. But not anymore. Not these kids. Not these kids. So he goes on. He says, after the bus ride home, the parent writes, Hart called the team together. Despite the victory over a Hockomock rival that ended their record even their record to 4-4, Hart was upset with his squad, as seems clear from his agitated and almost pained tone. In the course of the approximately 6.5 minutes of audio, Hart claims that some of the team members were using foul language during a pickup basketball game at the high school before leaving for Canton, and goes on to say he'll do the same when talking about their actions at the baseball game. Oh, no, not foul language. The parent first made his complaint to former Superintendent Scott Holcomb in July and later forwarded a copy of the email to the newspaper. In it, he says the game against the Canton Bulldogs was quote-unquote chippy from the beginning. Even the coaches were bickering back and forth. So he whined to the last superintendent and was like, oh my God, foul language. And the last superintendent was like, dude, shut the fuck up. It's high school sports. Sometimes the coach use foul language. See you later. So this is the actual quote. And I was waiting when I saw the headline. I'm like, he called someone a faggot, didn't he? That's like my first guess. I bet he called one of them a faggot. That's now you're pushing it a little bit. If you start calling kids faggots, like that's kind of frowned upon. Like even being called a cunt, I didn't really mind it in 1996, but probably shouldn't call kids cunts. That's what I thought. That my first guess was when I saw the headline, I'm like, he called him a faggot, didn't he? Well, let's see. Let's see what he called him. He goes, I'm so effing embarrassed. You cheer on your teammates, and that's it. Who gives a F what the other team does? We had a good win today, and you ruin it with that shit. Shit! He can't... What? He goes on to say that the players who want to behave improperly can turn in their uniforms. You can be an asshole, or you can be a baseball player. You cannot be both. Well, first of all, Barry Bonds would beg to differ, and so would a lot of assholes in Major League Baseball, but I digress. It seems like the coaches, but most of these kids aren't going to play Major League Baseball anyway, so they're just learning that, you can't act like that. And I get the point he was trying to make here. Like, literally, asshole, fuck, and shit. That's what we're talking about here. He didn't even call anyone a faggot. Didn't even call anyone a faggot. So that's that. Anyway, moving on here. He said the parent who sent the email said he'd been in contact with former Superintendent Scott Holcomb on what he referred to as abuse of the players. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And at least one of those emails referred to Hart's having apologized for his behavior. Others mentioned a workshop on positive coaching that was held at the high school. However, the parent said he reached out to the Sun Chronicle because he felt the incident was being swept under the rug. How he apologized for swearing, and then he went to a workshop about like not being negative, but it's being swept under the rug. What do you think this is? Watergate, dude? Swept under. It's not a story. You can't swipe something under a rug that isn't dirt to begin with. You absolute tool bag. So I would love to know. I haven't even checked my shit yet. But if anybody has this guy's name, nobody deserves a public shaming more than this guy. This guy thought he could be anonymous. I'm counting on turtle riders out there, particularly in the North Attleboro area. Get me a name. Get me a name, and I want to shame the fuck out of this parent because he deserves it. He's a horrible parent, and I'd love to do that. All right. So let's go on to the last one here, my favorite one of the week. Linda McDonald. Oh, literally the worst person on earth. How ridiculous was this woman, guys? Do you guys all read this blog? Actually, let me take turtle chat. Any turtle chats? Okay, maybe next week. Maybe. I still love you guys. Let me one more time. I'll put it. It's hard because I can't pin shit here. Okie dokie. So, let's see here. Linda McDonald. So, literally the worst. Her name is Linda, and she's been on my list for quite some time. I've had my eye on this woman on social media. What a villain is right. She lives in Plymouth now, but she used to live in is it Hull? No. What town is this? I don't even know. Oh, she's in Weymouth. I wrote about her like 5 years ago, briefly. She appeared in one when she was like I don't know, something about Black Lives Matter and bullshit. I guarantee she has no black friends or anything like that. So anyway, she ran for town council, lost miserably, but it's her Twitter account. Like some of the most outrageous tweets you've ever seen. It's like this can't be real, right? She doesn't like Michael Chestnut very much. So Michael Chestnut, whenever they memorialize him, this upsets her. So he goes, let's consider whether Vera Adams, so Vera Adams was the other woman, the elderly woman who was killed, sitting in her home shortly after Michael Chestnut was assassinated by that maggot there who threw a rock at his head, took his gun out of his holster, and shot him. And then Vera Adams was just sitting in her living room, and this dude started shooting at her. And so what does this See You Next Tuesday do? What does he do? She says, let's consider whether Vera Adams would be alive today if Officer Chestnut had kept his gun holstered. Let's not make heroes out of ordinary and fallible citizens, even if this... What a miserable, dried up cunt you have to be to say something like that. Do you understand the levels of depravity you have to have? Like, what is wrong with you? How do you wake up in the morning and you're like, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to go on Twitter and I am going to shit on the legacy of a dead guy. And just because I'm going to point out, no. You think he's a hero? Nope. He's actually his fault. It's actually his fault. Here's another one. Was there ever a report on lessons learned from this tragedy? Why did Officer Chestnut exit his vehicle with his gun drawn? Probably because there was a murderer there. How did past interactions between Weymouth police and Lopez impact this confrontation? Oh, it's the Weymouth police's fault because they weren't nice to the murderer on previous interactions with him. Got it? Okay. Some fault for the death of Vera Adams lies with the Weymouth culture. Whatever the fuck the Weymouth culture even means. So, Cindy Chestnut, his widow, Michael Chestnut's widow, great lady. If you guys remember that, during the height of the Black Lives Matter protests, she posted on Facebook this epic rant about, how the need to support the police, how cops are not bad people, they're not the enemy, and it's really, the police reform bill is a personal attack, and it is. And this is what she writes to that. Let's talk about how the Weymouth police chief quickly promoted this officer posthumously, increasing the lifelong pension of this woman who also owns her own hair salon. The duplicity of women who defend and benefit from a patriarchal white supremacist system blocks progress. Oh my, cunt. How do you wake up in the morning and write shit like this? Seriously. How? Does she has kids. Maybe I should contact them and be like, dude, take your fucking cunt of a mother off the internet. You need to get her. If you love her, I know she's your mom. You probably love her, but your mom fucking sucks, dude. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Oh my God. He promoted this officer posthumously. So he was in line to get a promotion to sergeant. And this bothers her because now her pension will be slightly larger, and she owns a hair salon. So her husband died, and her kids have no dad, and she doesn't deserve that because she also owns a fucking business. And then she blames her, the widow whose husband was murdered, of defending white supremacy. Unbelievable. Here's another one. She also hates the thin blue line flag. This flag existed prior to the death of Officer Chestnut. Stop hiding your racism and white supremacy behind exaggerated martyrdom. Put your political statements on your private vehicles, preferably on the right corner of your front windshield. Fucking cunt. Absolute fucking cunt. Unbelievable. So, anyway, the flag exists. Let's see. Here's another one she puts up. She goes, tin-ear white men. She really hates the thin blue line flag. These firefighters are publicity hounds, narcissistic and ignorant. She hates firefighters. Pretty telling that every firefighter in the photo is white. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Only white people like to run into burning buildings. I can't call her Lance because she's on Twitter. And we're going to go check out her Twitter in a moment. So anyway, it is a flag promoting white supremacy and intolerance of diversity. It's not the chestnut flag. It's the in-your-face symbol of a white male anger. Like what? White male anger? That flag literally honors the sacrifices of, murdered police officers. But yeah, white male anger. That's what it is, douchebag. I am going to go ahead and make a quick block here. So we don't have, let's see. Let me see. Hold on. Can I do this? How do I click on a thing here? Boomer moment. Actually, I think I can do this. Can I do that? I'm going to block him. Okay, I have blocked Cokehead, whoever that is. So again, I've talked about this before, guys. Remember New Year, New Turtle? I am not getting involved in any bullshit drama. Nobody's here for that. We're here to laugh at people like Linda McDonald, call out assholes, call out the superintendent of the North Attleboro Public Schools, call out people who go after car dealerships and exploit their 104-year-old parents. That's it. So, here on Facebook, obviously there's no mods to do the booping. So I'll just do it. I mean, I'm not engaging with these people. I haven't read a single thing. If you go by Cokehead, you're probably not a real person. and see ya. That's it. So again, new year, new turtle, not talking about anything but the blogs. That's it. Serenity now. Serenity now. Okay, so let's get back to making fun of this horrible woman. She goes, defund the fire departments. What? Who says that? And then she says unions are just for white men. Oh, she also hates how firefighters. So these two firefighters, their kids, they died in 2007, Boston firefighters. And then their kids became firefighters. And this upsets her because, yes, I would take preference away. Why should being a veteran or the child of someone who died on the job be an advantage? What? Who wakes up and says shit like that? Like, you know what's really bothering me today? Let me tell you. I couldn't sleep at night because it's not fair that the children of dead firefighters who died in a fucking fire, that they get to cut the line. It's just eating up my soul. She can't stop thinking about it. And I need to log on to my Twitter account and just speak these thoughts that are in my head. Okay. She says, good riddance to all these troopers that are killed. Oh, she also hates that. She doesn't like when we honor dead soldiers either. Isn't death a possibility whenever someone joins the military? Why are we so angry and surprised when this happens? I would not let recruiters call my children after 9/11. Every loss is bad, but death happens worse. So we shouldn't honor dead soldiers who are killed in the line of duty because they were brave enough to sign up to defend their country because they signed up for that. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like that's what's bothering her on that particular Tuesday. So she also blames the New York Police Department and New York Fire Department for not communicating well on 9/11. Nowhere in there does she blame, bin Laden for that. She's very mad that why is there a 9/11 memorial to police? Probably because like 70 cops died on 9/11. So let's check out her Twitter account. What is it? At Linda McDonald? At L MacDonald 581. Because she was still going yesterday. She did not take anything down. That's how unaware it is. Like, where is your husband, lady? Where is her husband? Where did he go? Oh, I'm blocked. She blocked me, but that's okay. Because I don't have an account on this one. Okay. So let's check out. So what was she complaining about this day? I mean, you just go through her page. It's a real trip. So here she says, how did Rochester have a sidelined engine good enough to donate? The Rochester Fire Department is donating a fire truck to tornado-stricken fire crew in Kentucky. Because there's a goddamn tornado there. Like 100 people died. And this upsets her. This upsets her very much. Like, what the fuck? Let's go to some of her replies, tweets and replies. Let's see. Because she was going strong. You're the worst person on the internet, somebody says. Yes, because the Rochester Fire Department told its own residents the fire engine was too old and unsafe that they could get a new one. Like, this is what she woke up. She's like, I'm really mad that a town I don't live in is donating a fire truck to help people recover. Oh my goodness. Like, what the she just keeps going. Look at all these people are like, she's just getting ratioed and owned. And like I said, I can't call her because it's Twitter, but I'd love to find, what is she complaining about here? Oh my God. I can't believe this is real. So this is Lynn. The Lynn Fire Department says, we pause to think of our brothers and sisters in Boston, remembering our brother, Boston Lieutenant Kevin Kelly. On January 9, 2009, Lieutenant Kelly died from injuries he received when the apparatus he was riding crashed after the brakes failed, returning from a call. What do you think upset her? What upset Linda McDonald about this post? Because something upset her about you. She saw this and she's like, this upsets me. So let's see what she says. Only one firefighter was wearing a seatbelt. You fucking cunt. You absolute fucking cunt. Who's like, what? She can't keep her I mean, I'm just amazed that anybody can wake up every day and say shit like this. And by the way, have you guys seen this video out of Brazil? Look at this shit. She posted this apparently because she's fucking miserable. But this is a cruise. This is like people are going on some river or lake or something in Brazil, and a huge rock chunk. Watch this shit. Look at this. Multiple fatalities. And I'm sure that upset her too. I'm sure she saw that. And she's like, oh man, why wasn't that rock secure? The people in the boat, what are you thinking? I guarantee she would find a way to blame them. So she just absolutely sucks. Anyway. Inch like Stephen Colbert. So that's a crime in and of itself. Okie dokie. Anybody have any questions? Let's do a Q&A. We'll ask Turtleboy. So that's our show for the evening. Anybody have anything you want to talk about in the chat? Fire away. It's not the same without YouTube. I like YouTube a lot more. The crowd was smaller tonight. Last week on Tuesday, we had like 300 something people. What did we even talk about that was that interesting? I don't even remember. Oh no, we had the interview. That was a big night. Yeah, fire rescue workers suck. Any word on Shane? No, I mean, that's going to take some time. Where are we watching the past, Jack? I'm going to get back to you on that. I don't want to announce it too soon. Probably protesters and shit showing up, but they're welcome to. That's fine with me. Okie dokie. All right. Any other questions? Let me see. Thoughts on SCOTUS laying the SmackDown? Great news. I mean, everybody knew that was going to happen, right? So, I mean, Biden is losing it, guys. Have you seen him lately? Have you seen how angry he is? And even more tired? There is no way how can he survive 4 years of this? How can we do like, he is miserable. His poll numbers are Jimmy Carter-esque. 53-33 we saw today. Nobody likes him. We are going to see a red tsunami in 2022. There's only one thing that can fuck this up for Republicans. Right? What's the one thing that can fuck this up for Republicans? It's 2 words. It's the only, it's guaranteed Republicans are going to take over unless, what are the 2 words that could fuck this up? Donald Trump. There you go. Donald Trump. You got, that's the only thing that could fuck this up. The only reason we have Biden, that we're stuck with this imbecile, is not because anybody liked him. It's because he wasn't Trump. That's all. Millions of people, millions of soccer moms who matter, thanks to the 19th Amendment. Oops. Millions of soccer moms like that voted for Biden because, Trump, he's not very nice. He's not very nice at all. He's kind of a jerk. And I could never vote for somebody like that. And he makes it so easy for them because he just keeps putting his foot in his mouth and saying stupid shit. And I liked him and all, but there's no need for him. He's going to be 78. He's going to be so old. That's so fucking old. You're going to crash into cars at Imperial Motors soon. There's just no need for it. We have a young conservative very well-spoken and articulate governor of the freest state in the history of the country, and that is Florida. His name is Ron DeSantis, Heavy D. He can explain conservative issues in a way that Donald Trump doesn't even fucking understand. He gets it. Like, everything Ron DeSantis does is good. Every single step. He is setting the model for governorship of what Republicans could do. And look at his family. I mean, his wife is fucking gorgeous, and she's going to be a breast cancer survivor. By the time she could imagine that story, running for president is 3 beautiful kids running for president. Everybody, like, there's a lot of Democrats that would vote for Ron DeSantis. He would win in a goddamn landslide, or we could nominate Donald Trump and just 50-50, flip a coin. Because that's what it would be. Like, Biden is very unpopular. Any Republican could beat him easily. Trump would be close. There's just so many, there are millions of people. And I like Trump. I would vote for him again if he was on the ticket. I would have no choice because I'm not voting for Biden. But you can't have Donald, like, he's just going to upset people. And you need those, they don't, whether or not they're right or wrong is irrelevant. Because we need that, we need them to vote the right way. You want President Kamala Harris? I don't think that could happen. But Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I mean, yeah, how is Biden going to be alive by the next election? Riddle me that. Riddle me that. He would be, you're right. He would be a legendary president. Yeah, Turtle Club's available. I put it up this morning. It usually, I should have put it up last night. So after the stream ends, I have to put up another link so it goes up, but it's back up. It should be back up. Oh, you couldn't find it? See, I usually put it up in the next morning, but I gotta start getting in the habit of putting it back up the next day. Did a whole lesson on the Senate and who's going to win that. So go check that out if you guys haven't already. Join Turtle Club, guys. I love Turtle Club. Turtle Club is the future of Turtleboy because it makes it self-sufficient. Because basically you pay $15 extra, $15 a month. You get no ads. You get the access to the stream that nobody else gets. And like, if I can do that, then I'm no longer dependent on advertisers. And it doesn't matter if I get kicked off all these platforms because I am the platform. I basically built my own Patreon. That's what I went and did that. So join Turtle Club. If you like what we do here, you get extra stream every week, extra content nobody else gets. And we have a good time over in Turtle Club. I think we're up to like 400 members, something like that in the club. Usually on a stream, we get about 30 or 40. You're there every stream. Some of them are bigger. One time we had 200. That was pretty crazy. But, we have a good time over there. So you're more than welcome to join. And we have really good conversations. It really is like it's a special club. I got to be perfectly honest with you. It's very special. And and more than anything, Lisa, exactly. Like, it's a good way to support the blog. Do you think AOC will primary Crying Chuck? I did not realize how old Chuck Schumer is. He's like in his 80s. Like, holy shit. I would hope that even New York State has a better person to primary Chuck Schumer than AOC. But eventually she'll run for Senate for sure. No doubt about it. Yeah, we got denied the YouTube appeal. The YouTube appeal lost. So, whatever. Okay, anything else? Competing against Trump almost killed her since Dems can be on the COVID and still going. I mean, anything's possible in that party, but you know what I mean. Like, you guys saw what they do to Bernie. Like, AOC is in the Bernie Sanders wing of the party. You saw what they do to Bernie. Bernie was winning. Bernie was winning in 2020. People forget that. He won like the first 4 states. He was on fire. And then all of a sudden, on the same exact day, Buttigieg and Klobuchar both just drop out and endorse Biden. His primary competitors just drop out and endorse him. Well, that's convenient. And then he wins South Carolina. And then the rest is history. Because they're like, they don't like that shit. They don't like that ultra progressive wing. They like the corrupt, the Hillary Clinton wing of it. That's what they prefer. They don't want, because they know they're not stupid. They're frauds and they're grifters, but they know that like AOC can't win a popular, like AOC's too fucking controversial, man. Bernie's too fucking controversial. You can't have that shit. So they're just going to keep using their base. Like, we have to throw these people a bone once in a while because we need their votes. But, like, we can't have them running the show. It is. She is so cringe. It's like every high school girl ever. I haven't heard any announcements of settlements in that yet. So, the Dedham football coach, I've not heard about that. That was about a year ago. Can you believe that? Does she have great tits? I haven't noticed. the teeth are a little much, but she is attractive, but she just wouldn't shut up. You would never want to date AOC ever. Okay. Anything else, guys? Before we call it an evening? Keep hitting that like button, folks. All right. So it's still pending in federal court. There we go. Because the courts work slowly. AOC or Linda McDonald. Oof. It's basically the same. Even AOC is not that negative. Like, Linda McDonald is the most negative cunt in world of history. I've never seen anything like her before. Okay, Laura, message me and we'll figure that out. I promise we'll figure that out. All right, let's take a vote on that to end it. Bigger cunt. AOC or Linda McDonald. Vote 1 for AOC, 2 for Linda McDonald. Go. Bigger cunt. 1 for AOC, 2 for Linda McDonald. Go. Oh, man, people are with me. Oh, look at all those people. Linda McDonald. Love it. Oh, Deb says AOC. Toss up. Pick a side, Lance. Pick a side. Sean says AOC. Turtle Cadet. Linda McDonald. Oh, AOC. She has more reach. Well, yeah. Yeah, she is. Linda has 58 Twitter followers. Half of them are probably Turtle Riders at this point. AOC has like 13 million. So, Deb hit the wrong button, so she takes her vote back. Okay. All right, guys. I guess we're gonna call it a night then. Thank you all for joining me. It sucks we got to do this on Facebook, but we'll be back on YouTube soon. And in the meantime, we will see you guys Saturday night for the Patriots live stream. Go Pats! All right. Peace, Turtle Riders.